body will go through the path of least resistance.
And
So teach your body the path, and you don't have to work so hard.
So the crazy thing is, it's exactly how we move.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
And we don't.
And not to be an asshole, I saw some of your stuff, and I was like, I'm using that.
No, great.
And I'm like, it looks familiar.
Well, but
Right?
the thing is that, and I think that's the point that we're trying to get across, both in what we teach and in this program, is that this is stuff that's inherent to the human body.
Right.
It's
It's
not
always
that
That we've almost unlearned
exactly
through sitting down for long periods of time,
driving,
through driving, phone,
computer.
taller toilets, because I can't squat that low. I'm sorry if I did that and I offended anybody.
Right.
But,
But no, you're
we're
right.
weakening ourselves.
Yes, you
We're
are right.
weakening ourselves. I mean, I've seen...
And that's why in Japan, their toilets are really low. Why? Because they're getting
They
that-
squat.
Yeah,
And they squat how many times do you have to go to the bathroom? You have to squat every day.
Yeah.
But if you take away that ability, you lose. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Right.
Right? And I don't know what that doesn't apply to.
This country is very lazy. It's all about convenience. No, I'm the
really
one to
is.
say that. Why do we have such a
Right.
high obesity rate? Why do we have
'Cause
all
everything's
these
too
different
simple, we don't need to
diseases
move.
and things like that?
Yeah.
It's because it's a lot simpler. And I feel bad having used the microwave a few minutes ago because I was in a hurry to get here.
Now, there is scientific things about the microwave and why people, you don't want to do it because...
No.
And people try to put me in the box. No,
Right.
because it's lazy.
That's all.
Not to be mean and not to
No.
offend anybody. It's lazy.
It's your way of yeah, I get it.
You know, you're putting nutrients in your body. Take some time, go grow it, pick it, buy it from the grocery store, whatever you do, but prepare it. You're preparing it. Wrapping your hands. What are you doing? You're preparing your body.
Things always taste better when you take that time.
You know?
And things seem to turn out
If
better.
you've ever been into a fight,
Yeah.
like an organized fight,
Yeah.
Sports.
it's a preparation.
Sports.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
You
Yeah.
know?
Well, even from the day one, even before you get to that part, you got to do all these preppings
Right.
of getting good and putting in the work and whatnot.
Hey, stop using your shoulder.
Let's go back to that one. And this will tie into the radiation.
Right.
Right? So, I hear a lot of times, my shoulders are tired, coach, and usually I'll offer a hug, because, and when your shoulders hurt, I see people stop.
Right.
What does that mean? They don't have tools to pull. In a fight, you can't stop. You can
Right.
fake an injury, but you probably won't be invited to the next tournament.
Nope.
Do you think people get so tired at what they do because they're not? Is it conditioning or is it technique?
I think it's technique.
Good.
Because you could be a marathon runner, and if you're not efficient in fighting,
Right.
that cardio goes to shit.
Right. It doesn't mean anything at that point.
But if you were efficient in what you do, and I like to call myself a lazy person. I am very lazy. I don't like to work hard.
It's an
I
understatement.
don't like it.
Right.
I don't like to work hard.
It's
I
baffling.
do it for what it allows me to do.
Huh.
I like the freedom of what hard work gives me. I hate running, but I ran because it allowed me to box.
There you go.
I hate working and I hate being away from my children, but I love it because it allows me to take
The money to
vacations
take them out and yeah.
feed them. And so,
Put a roof over their head. Yeah.
and then, going, another butterfly, what is passion?
Right.
Passion is pain.
Yeah.
Passion is suffering. But learning to embrace the suffering to get the byproduct of that suffering.
And you make a great point in that a lot of people do the things that they do because there's a goal that they're trying to get
Right.
by doing it.
Right.
Right. Whether they like what they're doing or not. I mean, I do
Not enough people, though.
Yeah, I do security work at a place, but not because I want to, but because I get free flights, and that allows me to go to the Philippines really cheap.
And also, you're lazy, and it's what you know best.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying though, right? I'm working because I want to be, because of what it gives me as far as it allows me to go around the world
Right.
for $37, right? I mean, who doesn't want to be able to do that? And if I have to do that kind of work, fine, because of what I'm getting. Like
Right,
you're saying,
right.
you're doing these things because you want something else.
The benefit outweighs
And there's so
the
many
cost.
lessons. There's so many lessons
Right.
in that shit, right? To the point where you go through these things, and coming from a fighting background, you go through pain, bleeding, sweat, you're tired, all the excuses. in the
Joints are
world.
messed up.
We
knees
feel we feel the same thing as regular people feel.
Oh yeah.
We
If
just
not more.
react differently.
And I feel because we are paying attention to those things, and that is what
We're
we try
in
to
tune.
refine
We're-
and
yes.
in tune. I think we almost feel it at a higher sensitivity.
And you know, going off into another butterfly.
I'm
That-
still looking for the butterflies.
It's the same chemical reaction in the brain
Right.
as alcoholics have. The
Yeah.
same
The
chemical
euphoria
reaction
that you get from it. Oh,
that
yeah.
dopamine still
Yeah.
gets released. Now, what's the difference?
This is a lot healthier.
Well, no, because
Well-
you're controlling it as well.
Well, not only that, you're building it from inside out.
Right.
Oh, you don't need an external.
You don't need
yeah.
a drug to
Right.
give you that reaction. You don't need a toy to give you that reaction.
Damn.
What is true happiness? Happiness is having something and being happy, and not having something and still being happy. If you need something to make you happy,
You're not happy.
you're not really happy.
Right.
If you hit a bag and you need that reaction, you really don't know that movement.
Right.
If I can make that pressure exactly on the bag, I know how to make it intra-abdominally out, and I could receive it in. I know it both ways. If I know how to breathe here, what am I really doing? I'm squeezing my left lung while I'm extending my right lung. And if I can isolate the two, it'll make my transitions a lot smoother.
Mickey's gonna love this.
I mean,
Wow. Yeah, he's gonna sign up for your first class.
Yeah, he probably will.
so why, well, right? Whoa, that's a lot, right? Especially to the layman's terms, right? Yeah,
In 6 weeks.
No, it's 3 weeks.
Oh shit.
In 3 weeks.
3 week challenge.
So, are you going to burn 1,000 calories? No.
There's the disclaimer right away.
No.
That ain't gonna happen.
This is not a workout program.
Right.
This is a training program.
What's the difference? How do you differentiate?
A workout gets you tired. You work out.
Okay.
This is almost work in. You're going to download this information. I'm going to teach you a movement from a lying position. How to breathe into your left lung. How to breathe into your right lung. How to breathe into your upper respiratory system. How to breathe into both of them at the same time.
That I want to learn because I know most
we'll
people
go
do
over
the
'em.
chest, and few people ever do the abdominal.
See, and I'm talking about back,
Oh,
right? And
Yeah,
a lot of
kidneys.
people don't think about that.
Right.
Even, you know, and it's crazy because I don't come from a strength and conditioning background, but I'll see these guys with these weight belts,
Yeah.
and they're like this.
Right.
And it's like, you're not even breathing into your belt, where you're supposed to go,
right.
because we have a natural belt that wraps around our body. That's why it's called the core. So it's not forward and back.
Yeah.
It's
You have
not
the sides.
up and down.
But I forgot about the back.
Right. It's 360 degrees.
Huh.
Feels like a balloon.
Yeah.
Contracts like a balloon.
Right.
Can you do that under tension? How the hell is he going to do that? I can show you. And you know who else can? You know who else can show you? A baby.
A baby. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they haven't learned all of our bullshit.
Right. When babies are born, they do breathe with their belly more than they do with their chest.
Deep diaphragm.
They don't know about fear yet.
Right. So they don't sense that. Yeah.
And believe it or not, a lot of self-help and counselors will teach their clients how to breathe deep from the diaphragm like a baby, so they can calm down, so they can process their emotions, so they can get more dopamine and just be able to deal with their own stress.
Now take this into a fighter, right?
Oh.
I was a pressure fighter.
Okay.
And this is stupid. I don't recommend it to anyone.
At least he's honest, folks.
You at least get the do's and don'ts.
I was very, very stupid. I knew I was strong. I knew I was stronger than most people. I knew I had ADD. So therefore, my energy was way higher than other people's.
Right.
I knew if I wore you down, I'm gonna drown you in the end.
Right.
So I used my toughness to wear them down. That's one way to do it, not the smartest way to do it.
No, that's a Chavez way of doing it.
Yeah. But once you understand that you can get people in fight or flight. So in boxing, it's fight, flight, or freeze, right? You want them to run out of fear. You want them to fight out of fear.
Right, and tire
And you
out.
want them to freeze out of fear with feints. Right? So that's what you're trying to get out of your opponent. It's not just punching each other. It's how can I beat you
mentally
without hitting you hard? How can I make you quit and make you understand that you don't even belong in here with me? That's demoralizing.
Dude.
Right? So, and are you going to learn this in boxing tech? Probably not. That'll probably be in 3.0 version.
If you join his regular classes.
but for $59.99.
Mo Better Boxing. We're going to call it Mo Better Boxing.
But that's it. That's what this program is really teaching in the most simplistic way. Can you breathe from your back?
How do you get in tune with yourself?
How do you get in tune with yourself?
Because isn't that what we're talking about?
You shut up. You shut up. You don't tell your brain what to think. You don't tell your brain what to feel. You don't tell it anything.
Doesn't that seem familiar to you?
Shut up.
And you just embrace. You take the message, right? I'm not a religious person, but a lot of people who are Catholic, they believe in Father, Son, Holy Spirit. It's a spirit that told the person. So if you are a Catholic, or there's other spiritualities too, right? There's the third eye. Is it open? Are you able to receive this information?
Yeah, the 7 chakras, the top
there's
7 crown.
Everybody has it, right? But it's a message. And if we're always talking, you're never going to hear the message.
Yeah.
If you're always praying, you're never going to receive the message, right? So that's how you get in tune. There's touch yourself, not the way you do. Just touch your body.
How does he know about that?
Touch these points. I saw the blisters on one hand. I just shook his hand.
It's from sticks. It's from sticks.
But you touch yourself. I'll get people to move in certain ways, and they're like, "Ooh, I didn't even know that hurt."
Right.
Why? Because we do what we are what we repeatedly do. If you walk to your car, you go sit at your desk, you go home, you sit down on the TV, watch TV, go sit down on the toilet, you become that.
Right.
So you got to give yourself some other kind of stimulation. Right? And what better way to get on your back like a baby? First position, on your back. Because your body won't allow you to get into certain positions if you can't breathe in those certain positions.
That's right.
Because if you force yourself in these positions, we'll go back to the energy systems, you start tiring yourself out.
Right. No, of course.
You get in this fight or flight, right? And your central nervous system is going, and you're revving at a higher pace, but you're in a low gear.
Right.
So you see a Floyd Mayweather who could have a conversation with an analyst behind him while somebody's throwing punches at him. You throw a green person in there, they might freak out.
They don't know which one to take care of.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. My brains can't think of two things at one time, so I'm.
Right. Because they're thinking with their brain.
Right.
They're telling their brain what to do.
Yes. And that's a whole nother one. I'm going to let that go. But yes.
You said it.
Right. But knowing how to be in a stressful situation and learn how to breathe. So we have positions for that you will be learning in boxing tech.
Wow.
Once you can breathe from your back,
Yeah.
we're going to get you side laying and make sure that you can isolate one lung from the other. And then be able to elongate the muscles and contract the muscles.
Wow.
Then your nervous system says, hey, I trust you. Let's allow this person to get into these ranges.
Right.
Now let's try the other side. And then I'm not feeling it. We go back to the I'm in tune, right?
Yeah.
And then once you get now you know what I'm talking about,
Those are great moments.
right?
Yeah.
Right? And we're only on the third position,
Yeah.
right? I had you back laying,
Right.
side laying, side laying. So just like a baby, you start on your back. Babies roll to their sides. Then they roll to the other side.
Then on their
And
belly.
then they get stuck on their belly and they're like, oh shit, what do I do?
Right.
Right? So then you have to learn that. So, going from the belly position.
Right.
Can you move your scapulas forward? You know, we don't teach hold your hands up. Old school boxing, keep your hands up, chin down. Well, what that means in my head is hold my hands up with my shoulders.
Right.
These are small. That might be why that person's shoulders are tired.
Right.
If I learn how to sit in my lats,
Right.
these
now
are
you're not- yeah.
these are way bigger.
Right.
Now I'm hitting with this much mass,
That's so comfortable too.
right?
Yeah.
You know, and if you're here, then you learn how to move your scapula forward versus picking up your shoulders. Crazy, right? You'll learn how to go into internal rotation of the hand, which is an exhale is an internal rotation.
Right. Of course. Yeah.
Ah.
Exactly.
Right? So if I go, ha, and I'm structurally sound, and I have the proper tension, and I have the proper torque,
It's a fist bullet.
you're connected. You're radiant. You're going back to the
The
handshake.
handshake, yeah, at the point of contact.
So now I don't have to squeeze my muscles harder because my body knows the path.
Right.
And now all I have to do is, or, and that's the difference of the punch.
That's
Great.
fascinating.
Right.
And
Holy
you got this
shit.
from the scientists, or did you? How did you work all this
Yeah.
out? Because that's the fascinating part.
So I worked with an anatomist, and I would say things, and he'd be like, "Oh, that's like da da da." I'm like, "Man, stop butchering my shit," you know. But then you go home, and you're like, "Oh, wait a minute.
Maybe he had a.
Wait a minute.
You had a point.
He had a point. He
is
was
a
smart,
scientist. He's a scientist.
right?" And then after a while, you know, scientists are cool because they love learning.
Right.
They love learning. And me, myself, I love learning. So you get two nerds together,
Right.
and then you get the intellectual part.
It's interesting that you're saying this because somebody analyzed what we do. And exactly that. They took the scientific equation of what we do because that's exactly the way you should be learning. Mm-hmm. You know, based on what we were doing. They talked about it because, yeah, if I were going to learn something, that's the way you should learn it because it goes right to the brain.
They even consulted a neurologist
neurologist.
friend of his, and they're like, "Yeah, no, that's exactly right. It's the process of getting by the crap that we keep ourselves from learning anything properly."
So
Right, yeah.
I want to talk to your scientists.
I want our scientists to talk to your scientists.
And we'll just be flies on the wall.
Yeah,
Dude,
but,
listen.
no, I'd be like, oh, because that really